it promised to be one of the greatest nights in Australian Olympic history, nay, Australian Thursdays. Things didn't quite go as they were planned. However, it's another golden morning in Australia. Woo! Jess Fox does it again, saves the nation with those beautiful chompers that have maybe been dusted. No, I don't think so. Everything about it's just perfect. It's another perfect golden Thursday Australian morning. And this show is brought to you by Smith Optics Australia. Use the code FAST for 25% off your order at smithopticsaustralia.com. Pezza, Jess Fox, Golden Girl, raises a tally to 7 gold medals for Australia.
And didn't we need it overnight, Higgos?
Yeah, we did.
Look,
we needed it.
Okay, yesterday we may have overshot it by projecting 6 to 8 gold medals.
6 to 8.
Overnight.
Yeah.
And we returned with one. And a couple of the other colours as well.
Yeah.
We filled the tally.
Yes.
Australia goes to 4th on the tally,
Yep.
which is a tally that will be shown around Australian establishment media networks for the next 48 to 72 hours before we just start admiring other countries doing things in the second week of the Olympics.
We may get another gold medal in a couple of years' time when things are cleared up, maybe.
All good.
We'll talk about that later.
Enjoy that tally. We're 4th, punching well above our weight.
Yeah.
And last night...
Just a little nation that could.
That's right. Last night contributed to that. Okay? Yeah. And it was led by Jess Fox. It's a flag-bearing gold. You do not get enough of it. We're going to get onto that, but let us hand over to our audience who once again have delivered their views on the night. And I believe this is a bit of a capturing of the entire evening's proceedings, Higgos. So if you would do the honours and strike up the band so we can hear what the audience had to say overnight.
Jess Fox, 2 golds, proof you can have your kayak and eat it too. You.
I've just woken up everyone in the hotel screaming my fucking lungs out.
Yeah, that's no Amy.
Okay, boys, here it goes. She's not just a fox. She's a fucking goat.
Yeah, finding the wall first is all good and well, but try finding the bottom of a rapids in 99 seconds to take your second goal for the weekend. Fox goes bang.
Jess Fox is single-handedly helping me transition from singing Young and Free to One and Free.
Okay, right.
Can't say the same for Great Britain. God Save the Queen still feels right.
Queen's dead.
I don't want to make this a gender thing, but the ladies are killing it.
Fucking oath.
The blokes are letting us down.
That's true.
4 a.m. The Stingers won earlier. Jess Fox just won. Do the Tillies not know that we're Gert? Why are we playing 5 at the back?
Yeah.
Looking forward to watching the news in 8 years' time and finding out King Kyle's been retrospectively awarded his gold.
It's not our
breaking
view.
a world record in a slow pull. Give me a spell.
Use of the
Give me
nation.
a spell.
Let's get the water police onto Panjandle immediately.
Yeah.
Oh.
Boys, do you reckon the Chinese swimmer might have had a little snack from the contaminated kitchen between heats and finals?
Your words.
What's going on there?
It's a comment section.
That's a comment section. Yeah.
Well, there's probably not that many Swedish people who listen to your podcast who are cricket fans, but I actually live in Paris, and well, for the 103, baby, you can suck on it.
Just going girls and win the 100-meter freestyle gold. Oh, what's on in the sailing?
Never heard of Zach's double T cook until about 18 hours ago. Tell you what, I was cheering that motherfucker home. Let's go, you good thing. Good. Let's go.
Fuck's sake, are our boys allergic to gold or something?
Yeah.
Any fucking danger of the boys getting gold medal at this Olympics?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck me. Fuck me. Any danger of the boys getting a fucking gold medal in this Olympics?
Common sense. Yeah.
Like, the girls could be sitting in the athlete village just saying, fucking go with us, boys.
Yeah, that's true.
They should. I hope they are.
Impeccable rigs, though. Holy fuck.
Yeah, rigs are good. Rigs
Just
are good, Nick.
strap the feed bag on and watch them splash around in the fucking trough. Oh.
Very aggressive this
A
morning.
lot of focus on the girls in the pool and fair play to them. Lots of golds coming in. But you know what? The Aussie Stingers are surging. 7-7 tie with the Netherlands. We're going into penalties. They pull it out after 10 fucking pens. Let's go, girls. Gold's on. just finished up watching the Stingers take down Netherlands in the water polo. Penalties.
It's like a news
Jen
report.
Longman steps up after 10, gets the save to get the win. My missus is an under 18 water polo player for Australia.
Oh, okay.
Nudges me and goes, I've scored penalties on her. I'm not sure how to feel about that
I
one,
hope he's
but
under
up
18.
the fucking Stingers get that.
Yeah, kia ora, boys. Good to see the brothers getting a few golds from across the ditch, eh? That's 7 between us now, eh? Up the Anzacs.
Up the Anzacs. Yeah, fucking
I
oath.
wonder when afternoon after Paris will drop today.
Yeah, well.
Good dunking.
Yeah, that's
Dunking
true.
on.
That's true. Well, that's quite a...
So I feel like that sort of gave a little bit of a flavour of people's views from the overnight action.
Yes.
You got Stingers, you got some swimming, you got some Jess Fox, you got some WADA stuff.
Yeah. All right, so talking about Jess Fox, Pezza. So Lilik, the German, did it in 103 seconds. And then Jess Fox did it in 99, corrected to 101 due to an asterisk at the end of her race. I think a helmet might have grazed one of the middle gates there.
We'll call it sub 100.
The Czech then, who finished fastest in the semis, who was the only one left. Is that right? After Jess Fox? Did Jess Fox go second? Yeah, I think she went second last. She ended up finishing 7th, smashed the second gate coming out of the blocks there, and then got lost in a couple of riptides, like Harold Holt having a post-lunch dip,
Nice.
Yep. And
Dan
then
Stroy
like,
sung about it.
mate, what about how fucked it is when like all the 3 current medal holders in the canoe or the kayaking just have to sit there and there's a camera in your grill
I like it.
just taking every single breath of emotion in.
I like
after a lifetime of hard work like Ralph Wiggum,
Yeah.
You can see his heartbreak.
Mate, I like anything that sort of reminds you of the swimming carnival. Really, like the amateur ethos of the Olympics. I like marshalling areas. I like them having to go and speak to kind old women after a race or whatever to receive whatever they're going to receive. I'd like to see this extended to professional sport. I'd like to see cameras in the grills of batters after they're dismissed. Just fucking just shed watch. You know what I mean? You can't wait for the test from Amazon every single year to see Aussies swear and blow up. Let's just have a camera sitting there and they have to sit in front of that camera. Anyway, just my view.
What about the commentary, Pezza? Can we talk about the commentary during Jess Fox's run? Because when Lilik went through the German, did the 103, it seemed like that was an outstanding time. And then Jess Fox just started a little slower. She might have been like 1.5 seconds from the first checkpoint. And then according to the commentary team on the international feed, anyway, that was done and dusted. And then just like the conversation, the tone that they were talking about.
Asking questions. All you're doing is asking questions. And to be clear, people might be yelling into their earphones. Well, actually, her dad's commentating not on this race. It's not the feed that we're talking about. So this wasn't Richard Fox. This was 2 Brits commentating.
Hey, 2 Brits.
How are you, 2 Brits? And as you say, Fox is marginally behind at the first checkpoint that they pick up there, and then listening to these guys, you'd think she'd basically bombed out. She's like, this is too much of a struggle. What were some of the words? It's going to be hard. She's got a lot of work to do here. She's struggling. It's going to be hard to get the gold from here. Before she even gone to the second checkpoint. This is all through this section where she ends up getting through that checkpoint several seconds ahead. And you're just wondering if a couple of commentators are trying to manifest the result that they wanted.
They basically summed it up before she'd even gone through a red gate yet.
Yeah.
And then they were like, it's going to be very difficult.
Very difficult.
Very
from
difficult.
Here.
And then comes up
she's
green.
She's fucking 20% into the race. Settle down.
And she's like 0.5 ahead. And you're like, hang on a second. Well, she's done it.
Yeah.
What an amazing midsection. Well, you've watched the fucking race.
I think they were just commentating what they want. And it's not something Australians would do,
Oh, God, no.
I've never listened to a swimming race and with my own eyes seen Australians 6th or 7th and just be told that, they're right in amongst it, Our guys are 6th or 7th. It's like a couple. You can see the world record line.
Now, look, at the same time as the Czech woman was going through last and she smashed into that first gate, it's one of these weird things where you are cheering on failure of opponents.
Correct.
And like the more I watch the Olympics, Bezza, the more I understand Top Gun. And all of the Rocky movies, just some faceless Russians or some communist countries, and you just think like, they are the enemy, and
they're the villain as well. They're actually the evil person,
and the hero of your movies. Jesus Christ, they are good looking, and you want to be them, and you want to be the men or women that get to be with them, and And so I understand it more the more I go on. I might watch Top Gun tonight, actually, 1 and 2. But as the Czech girl was getting lost in the riptide there, you're thinking like, oh yes, tip over now, capsize. Can she capsize?
That's right. I don't want to go further as long as there's some safety there.
At the end of the race, when she's in tears, being consoled by the coach, I'm thinking like, oh well, that's a shame. That's a shame. Can we get the footage back to Jess and the family? I feel nice again. You know,
that's right.
It's a real roller coaster of patriotism.
It's been 5 seconds since I've seen Jess Fox's face.
Yeah.
And beautiful words that she strings together.
How are the teeth on it?
Oh man,
goodness me, it's a smile for days.
I want to say, like, because we spent a lot of time kind of, painting the canvas of Jess Fox, the brand, and the way she speaks and the way she looks, and
the jumping on the dais, the Ruben dais.
Jess Fox does hit the notes that we want hit.
Goodness me,
right?
Yeah.
But I do want to shout out the performance itself, and like I think part of the reason that like this, the K1 and the C1 is famously. The races that we've grown up with in Australia.
Oh, yeah. It's in school carnivals.
That's right.
You actually get taught in Year 6.
The rapids that they have installed.
Yeah.
I went to school in the city. Anyway, and but in all seriousness, like I think one of the reasons that makes what Jess Fox does so compelling and so dramatic is that like it's always easy to draw on the cliches of sport as a metaphor for life in any sport, right? But something about the image of the rapids with its currents and its white waters and the way you have to twist and turn, I think is a beautiful metaphor for life and the way we experience it. Like in life, there are times when you just fucking storm through those gates, and there's other times when rapids come out of nowhere and you have to twist and turn around them. And Jess Fox, like, she grits her teeth, she puts the oar in or the paddle in, whatever you call it, at the right time. She knows when to be conservative to go through the gates. She knows when to storm through. And so as a beautiful image and metaphor for life, Jess Fox is very inspirational, because like there's so much strength and strategy that goes into the way you navigate the rapids of life, So I do think that's part of what makes it so alluring.
I was thinking as well that it's a great sport to watch, and it really helps when you've got the greatest athlete of all time competing for you.
Yeah.
That does help, but as a sport itself is like, oh, this is actually a fucking banger sport.
Oh man, a couple of Central European nations regard the C1 and the K1 exactly as we do the kind of the gymnastics on at 2 a.m. or something. I don't know what this is. And this is one of those weird peripheral sports
That's right.
that I've got no interest in. There's some fencing, you know what I mean?
It's very after school,
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Badminton, yeah. But it's like, but obviously because we have the best athlete in the code, it's a really important metaphor for life.
It's an important metaphor for life. Yeah, I was thinking, as she was sitting in the starting blocks or whatever that term is, and they're sitting in the water.
Was actually gmail.com.
Thank you. She had this look of steely determination, and I was thinking like, oh, is Jess Fox a bad bitch? You know what I mean? Does she know where the bodies are? I was like, oh, holy shit, Jess Fox has got a level. Like the level with, because I mean, it's just the presentation of all of it is just so pristine and immaculate. Exactly what we want an Olympian to be.
And that's what you're saying, isn't it?
But she's a killer.
It's a level you want.
It's a level I want.
It sits underneath.
Is she a baddie?
Hey, make no mistake.
Yeah, holy
she's
shit.
a killer.
Yeah.
Jess Fox.
Just saying.
But only insofar as it can be packaged up for Uncle Toby's, etc. It's the right kind of killer. Attitude.
So to be fair to those two Brits commentators, our two Brits, they then did comment that they could not believe that someone could go through this course in 99 seconds.
They were crying.
Yeah.
Pain.
Yeah, cry more, etc. But that run itself, I watch this sport for 8 seconds every 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
So I do know a good run when I see it.
On a mini.
Yeah. And I skipped towards the end. I didn't catch the first few gates, if I'm honest. And I watched it on 2-speed, 2x.
Oh, yeah,
2x. Anyway,
but what about her interviews as well? He goes as well, just the right,
and the family's involved.
Literally,
come on.
In the first 5 seconds of her interview, she nailed blood, sweat, tears, and team.
Mm-hmm.
It is the perfect package.
Yeah,
for me.
and the USA woman who won bronze, first bronze they've had in like 20 years. I think the commentary was saying, like it's always nice when you see someone getting a lesser medal, just absolutely wrapped to bits. Oh, that's nice for you.
Yeah, and also the like indirect compliment to the gold medal winner.
Well, that's right.
Where the person is absolutely elated with bronze. So having conceded the gold before it started, that's how good our athlete was.
Yeah. Fuck, it's good to be on top, isn't it?
Oh.
Mate, I love the Olympics.
Yeah, I love the Olympics events they show us.
In the first week.
Yeah.
Once the track starts.
There's going to be a transition of our own in the next couple of days. We're just going to be doing repeats of week one. What did you get up to last night? I just watched 4x2, actually. Which is tonight.
Have the wider results come back yet?
Yeah.
Anyway. Should we talk about the pool?
Yeah, week 2 is actually just our greatest Olympic moments. Week 2 is Sydney 2000 for us. Please, let's talk about the pool.
Kyle Chalmers, silver in the men's 100 free. So Pan breaks the 100 metres freestyle record by 0.4 of a second. He wins the race by a body length. That's the first.
So it's 100 metres freestyle, and he wins by a body length.
And he wins by a body length, and he smashes his own world record. I think it might have been in a pool that no one's come anywhere near a world record.
It is. The adjectives are interesting. He did he smash it or did he obliterate it?
I think it's obliterate.
Yeah,
that for me is an
annihilate, obliterate.
Obliterate.
And was it insane as it was suggested on commentary? That's insane what he's done.
I'd suggest it's unbelievable.
I saw a headline saying it's mind blowing. People's minds are blown.
Yeah, Pezza, I think we could be looking at one of the greatest achievements in the pool of all time in that race. He smashed that record by nearly half a second, won the race by a body length in a race that typically is decided by 100ths or even 1,000ths of seconds.
Half a second separated second to 8th.
Right. Okay. Now, Kyle Chalmers came from 8th to finish second, but that was heroic. He sort of dug in.
Absolutely.
He dug in there.
He missed his start too. As Thorpe pointed out.
Like no one's come near a world record in this, and he's fucking smashed this world record.
He's a fucking body length in front of them, 60% into the race. He's got a body length on the greatest 100-metre swimmers in modern swimming.
Now, look, if I'm in the fair dinkum department, Pezza, I mean,
and you often shop there.
I'm thinking, hey, fair fuck, sir. He just wanted it more. This bloke. Oh, Pan, he just wanted it more. He wanted it more.
He is a world record holder. To be fair,
now,
it is the only world record so far in what we understand to be a slow pool due to its shallow.
Well, it's a puddle. It's a puddle.
That's swimming in a puddle. Very choppy.
Mate, if this
plenty
race...
of horse flesh, and you think of all the races that are happening, the swimming races. Happening at the Olympics, the distances, the body shapes, etc. You'd think like the biggest blokes sprinting would expose the shallowness of the pool.
You would think so.
It's the highest quantity and weight of horse flesh in the same volume of pool.
The most amount of choppiness in that water.
That's right. The chop is unprecedented.
That's why I'm saying like this is why it's
one of the great.
This is one of the great
results.
Swims of all time. Now, like for instance, when Usain Bolt ran 9.63, 9.58, and he pulled up with 30 to go. Well, I thought he was a great showman. I thought it was a great and charisma.
To boot.
He was charismatic, and he was just an athlete we'd never seen before. This, mate, if this is a clean race,
I have to
I'm not here.
No, it absolutely is a clean race.
Some opinions.
I only have criticism for the things that have been written into us, so I decry the following.
Yeah.
I believe this is wrong, what has been said to us, and I don't resile from that.
Yeah. But out of integrity, we have to voice some opinions out there.
This is for the sake of balance.
For balance.
On our Patreon chat where someone said, oh, mate, if he's not pissing flames in a bit here. Someone else wrote, is it on fire? Someone else wrote, is the piss rabbit blood? Now, where do these images come from?
Well, that might
people
be the year of the
are
rabbit.
Suggesting nefarious activity.
Mm-hmm.
Fire, rabbit blood, like people have they taken too many multivitamins and been like, well,
these are sexually transmitted diseases.
What happens to the colour or the like material or substance of your piss if you are indeed engaging in nefarious activity? Like,
Mate,
how does it become rabbit blood? Yeah. Now,
I'd be seeing a GP.
I want to, look, okay, sure, the body length victory might have widened my eyes more than some of the no balls I've seen bowled in the European Cricket League.
Yeah.
I wonder if WhatsApp has a record for the number of those fucking ecstasy eye emojis knocking out around the Anglo nations. But I think it's also fair to say China has not won a gold in the pool for this meet until now. So any suggestion of, the collective state-sponsored cheating is not backed up by the results.
And he's also not one of the 23 that were found to have that drug, Legadrin.
Let's say he would do it, but yeah.
Yeah. So he wasn't involved in that. He's never been accused of drug cheating.
Yep.
Or any sort of drug scandal. He's 20 years old. He broke his own world record. It's just the size of this victory does make it. That's why, if it is legit, it actually makes it one of the greatest swims of all time.
Has he won by too much, frankly?
Yes, he has.
He's actually penalised. He's penalised himself.
He's cooked it.
Yeah.
And he did breaststroke the last 20 metres.
Yeah. So poor bloke, you're saying if it is clean, and that's where you should begin with it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh great, now people just think that I'm actually too good.
Yeah. Well, there's no smoke without fire, which is actually in the urinal for him.
They had to bring the fucking Parisian fire department in when he was doing his urine test.
What about this, Pezza? So now, just trying to get the reaction of the athletes themselves.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yep.
So who finished first? It was Popovici. Popovici finished third in the race.
Oh, third, sorry.
Yeah, and Chalmers finished second. So according
Heroic
to this
swim
tweet, from this heavily reliable Twitter account.
That looks like a good news source.
But it has been reported also. I saw this in the Raw this morning as well. Pan's post-game interview. We cleaned our past shame. On day one, I tried to say hello to Kyle Chalmers and he ignored me. And the USA's Jack Alexi splashed water on our coach. I felt they looked down on us. Can I say this on TV? I finally beat them all today. Now, here's what Kyle Chalmers said. Last year, I remember walking out before the final of the World Championships, and he was maybe in a lane next to me or just before we got announced.
I like that.
Actually came up to me, and I didn't know he spoke any English at that stage, Chalmers said. And he said, Kyle, I have so much respect for you. You're my idol, rah-rah, which was really nice. And then again tonight after the race, I congratulated him and said, you are my idol. So that quote that's being circulated via Chinese CCTV is the channel. Appears to be incorrect.
I see.
And then Chalmers said, I do everything I possibly can to win the race, and I trust that everyone's doing the same as I am and staying true to the sport and the integrity of the sport. So yeah, I trust that he's done everything he possibly can to be there, and he deserves that gold medal. And I did everything I possibly could to challenge for that gold medal and be on the top podium. And then Popovici said, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. So I reckon the athletes seem pretty happy with it.
And potentially a misunderstanding between Pan and Kyle Chalmers there as well. So if it is true that Kyle, and you've made clear that perhaps there's some misinformation that we have also recirculated now.
Or propaganda.
But if it is true that Kyle did ignore Pan earlier in the meet, that's Pan needing to have spent some time in grade cricket.
Yeah, that's right.
Because Pan, to this point, despite being the world record holder, hasn't won a gold medal.
Yeah.
So he's effectively twos.
Yeah.
Kyle is one gold at Rio 2016.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
backing up for his third. He's essentially a guy in threes coming back to ones to help out because twos are qualifying for the finals. Now, at that moment in time, Kyle is entitled to ignore Pan and not know his name.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just something Pan needs to understand from a cultural perspective.
He's just going to have to.
Okay. And then now that Pan scored his 100, okay, now that Pan proved himself on the stage, Kyle's able to acknowledge him because basically once you're a better swimmer than someone, you're a better person
You're a better person then. Now, Pez, what about this? I saw something. Now, please do correct me at boysactually@gmail.com. Kyle Chalmers has never finished worse than second in any world meet for 100 metres freestyle. 2 silvers in this event and 1 gold over 3 Olympics. That's unbelievable. And, so good news coming in a couple of years.
Oh, so Kyle just comes out and just goes, well, exactly.
So there's that. And then he also so fucking U-turns his retirement.
Yeah, I ain't leaving.
Yeah.
Basically. So.
Why would he?
That's a great result.
Yeah.
And a heroic swim from Kyle.
Heroic.
And potentially one of the greatest ever swims at the Olympics.
That's right.
In fact, no, I'm going to say it. One of the greatest ever swims at the Olympics.
Tokyo gold medalist Zach Stubblety-Cook backed up his gold medal in Tokyo with silver in the 200 metres breaststroke behind the French superstar Leon Marchand.
It's nice to say Marchand.
It is fun to say, actually. Rolls right off the sort of palate there. That was a great swim. It was, but what about Marchand? He's a weapon.
Swim.
Jesus
well,
Christ.
I mean, I think it's fair to say that Marchand is the super fish of the meet. And he's the hometown hero.
Yeah.
Just before the race started, because he's the pin-up boy of the French Olympics right now. Stubblety-Cook, and we'll come to that in a second, by the way, is facing him off like in the lane next to him, and I'm like, fuck, can he quieten the crowd? Stubblety-Cook.
Yeah.
As you bob up every time, and everyone goes,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
they're like calling out for you. You know what I mean? Like that's
trying to get your attention.
Trying to get your attention.
Mate, you left your keys on the blocks.
Keys are in the car, mate. Hey. Yeah. Like someone's taking a shot for goal in Aussie rules or something. Hey. And I wonder with, Marchand just went out like a bull at a gate. And you're like, has he gone out too far?
Yeah.
Sort of Pan style?
Yeah.
Like, is he going to have a carrots-based issue?
Yeah.
Too much adrenaline, home
he just
crowd.
won the
And
butterfly
actually
as well.
the adrenaline, and he's just come for the butterfly.
Yeah. And what you need to understand is...
Yeah, that's right. He's just come out of the belly. He's still ringing wet.
Yeah.
Was he going to have a carrots problem?
Right.
But no, the home crowd got in there, and clearly, like this swim meet is about Marchand.
Yeah.
And Stubblety-Cook had to, I guess, be content with second. He was coming home hard.
And I thought with Marchand as well, the smart thing he did there from a branding perspective is he ripped off the cap and the goggles straight away, so the face
you
was
get
just...
the face.
It's
It's like T20 cricket. He's watched a bit of T20
get the
cricket.
face.
He also dived into the other bloke's lane as well. I thought
Yeah,
maybe that's something that happens. Just like, mate, any danger, stay in your lane. Like, it's
Stay in
literally
your
where
lane.
that comes from. Now, Lachlan writes in, and we've been doing this deliberately, and I just want to, I don't know if he's going to fuck with people or be mind-blowing, but not in the way we were mentioning earlier. Hey, boys, a strange realisation on the eve of Zach's big race. His name is actually pronounced Stubblety, not Stubblety. A little bit like the old, Macklemore versus Macklemore argument.
Right.
He says, source, all the athletes had to record pronunciation of their own name for the international commentators to reference. Now, Lachlan, you didn't actually provide the source, so that's just your words. But have done some digging, and I have seen, you've seen this as well. He goes, he was on a Marty Shielgold interview from 2021, and he confirmed that the way his family says their name is Stubblety-Cook.
Yeah.
So clearly what we're looking at is an even more egregious example of the Manus Labuschagne situation where Manus, and it's a shame for him, simply accepts that the Australian tongue does not want to wrap its mouth around saying Labuschagne. It's laughing gear around Labuschagne. He'd much prefer. He's just happy to let people say Labuschagne or loose bus chain.
He's basically gone, fuck it.
Yeah. Just leave him alone. I'm not going to insist on this now. Which
And
is
both
a shame.
great Queenslanders in their 20s.
That's a great pattern that you've recognised there. So, but like Stubblety-Cook isn't hard to say. Like it's just not. So I don't understand why, even like, Nicole Livingston's saying, everybody's saying it, so I don't mean to call her out necessarily, but like, why can't people just say Stubblety-Cook? If that's how his family says it, that's how they say their name.
Well, it was a great result for Zach Stubblety-Cook anyway.
Indeed,
in the
Stubbsy.
who had gold in Tokyo and silver in this event. What about the women's 100 free, mate? Molly O and Shayna Jack finishing 4th and 5th respectively.
And put some respect on that name.
Mixed emotions, I'd say. Molly disappointed, and then Shayna's like sort of come a long way, and her interview poolside was quite emotional, really, everything that she's been through, especially in relation to what happened in the men's 100 free. It was disgraceful in the end, and they might as well have been playing for the fucking Matildas. Waste of a fucking morning that was. Get up at 4
Well,
a.m.
because it was the obviously it was a full event today. Like it was a full schedule, but not for Australians. There's one race at 4:30 in the morning. The next one that we've got half a sniff in is at 6:30 or something like that. So
I watched the Tillies in between. So it was a rough old morning for.
That was a waste of time. But it's always funny getting really riled up by things that you have one look at once every 4 years. But
and the women have given us everything so far in these Olympics.
Mate,
literally everything.
Said,
literally everything. But they let us down. Fuck
exactly. Well, did we leave a medal on the table? That's what I'm saying. Because I know, like in cricket, you can't always score 100, which is obviously equivalent to a gold medal.
Yeah.
A silver's 50, and a bronze is a nice 30 odd, where you're looking good and maybe there's something down the track. But you know, sometimes you're not always informed to make 100, or sometimes bowlers are bowling well. So you still got to take your 50s.
That's right.
And your good-looking 30s.
Yeah, that's right.
But the part of this race that stuck out to me most, speaking of post-race comments,
yes,
was the winner, Sarah Sjöström.
Sjöström, yeah,
from Sweden,
who just fucking lobbed up to this man.
Well,
yeah,
she says, "I didn't think I'd swim the 100 free."
Fucking hell.
Honestly, honestly, after the freestyle relay the first day, I told my coach straight away, not swimming.
Not swimming.
I was like, no, don't think the 100 free is for me. I want to do the 50. I want to rest until the 50. Now, for me, that is gold medal.
Yeah.
Like, you beat a packed field.
Yeah.
And you're just like, man, a couple of days ago, I wasn't fucking lobbing for this.
Yeah. What is it? 100? When is it?
Take it or leave it.
That's how she speaks as well.
Yeah.
It's quite a great. Like, it's not
That's
a bear.
right. She's doing an impression of a car going past you in the sort of V8. In the V8.
Is that Jamie Winkup?
Jamie Winkup's her mentor, actually. That's right. Lounsey tried to get in there, but Jamie Winkup's her mentor, which is why she has that vocal affect. She was. It's a secret way of saying hello to Jamie Winkup. Wasn't sure if I'd swim the 100. I'm Bathurst. Just wonderful tribute to Jamie Winkup and Mount Panorama.
And there's Brocky. Who's your Mount Rushmore?
And then she could be Aussie Sarah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just like Aussie Kim.
But I did
Kim
like, you know, there's tears across the board from those who are upset to miss out on medals. And I think Molly O, and it was sad to hear that she's like, I felt pressure to be like Emma McKeon. You just be Molly O, of course. But not to be confused with Willie O, the Aussie breakaway in 1991 and the Wallabies, just in case you were wondering if I was talking about him. Oh, Willie O, please. But I like Sarah Sjöström, just going like, wasn't sure.
Fuck, imagine if she doesn't win the 50 or does do something amazing
That's
with 50.
right. Because she won gold in this event, wasn't it? At Rio? So it was 8 years, but 8 years between drinks, and by drinks I mean gold medals.
Okay. Boys
and then she's like, I wasn't even sure. Yeah, boys actually gmail.com. But I sort of liked it from Sjöström.
This episode, Pez, unless you want to talk about anything else in the pool, is brought to you by Smith Optics Australia. Use the code FAST for 25% off your order at smithopticsaustralia.com. There's bike lids, there's wonderful array of lifestyle sunglasses, athleisure sunglasses, sunglasses you can wear on the field like Australia's own Pat Cummings.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm going to throw on the mountain bike lid today.
Oh, fuck it. Why don't I put a lid on as well?
Yeah, come on.
So just to balance
Grow
it
up.
Yep,
because what we're talking about here is now Pez has got the road, he's got the Trace MIPS.
Yeah.
And that's a pinnacle helmet in Smith's performance road collection.
And I'm honouring Plappy, our first ever interviewee, who is
I hope he's okay.
He's been good. He's shouted out. He's been in hospital. He had to undergo surgery, but he's been posting and saying he's come up strong. So
what shades are you going to wear with these? It's going to be critical.
I'm going to put the gold shades on here.
Are you going to get the go ons?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Now, Pez's got the Chroma Pop there on, I think. Still the most awesome lens technology known to humankind. Solar Panel Pat says so. So it is. I've got I've got the payroll MIPS on, where you can drop in the bank corners and roll flowy single track with confidence, etc., etc. So that's smithopticsaustralia.com.
Use the code FAST for 25% off.
25%
Apologies
off.
for giving you 25% off for simply typing in the words FAST. But so that word is going to get you 25% off, and also it's exactly how you'll look and feel upon purchasing these products.
You look good.
Oh, thanks, Doc.
You
You
look
sound
really
surprised. But thank you.
These are fast. I feel amazing. Anyway, should we talk about the BMX then while we're wearing these lids?
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about the Tillies after that.
I think that's about right.
So Natalia Diem improved on her Tokyo 5th place to become first Australian woman to win bronze in the women's BMX freestyle. Now, we've been talking about Logan Martin as well, just to package them all in together.
He was a shout, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was unable to defend his gold medal, Pezzo, from Tokyo. He finished 9th in the men's final.
Right,
so,
let's move on.
so once again, boys letting us down. Any danger of the men turning
What's
up for
doing
these
with the
Olympics?
vis-a-vis the boys? Do you think it's just a fuckfest at the village for them? Sorry. That was a...
Yes, I do think that.
That was an intrusive thought.
Yes, I do think that.
went with.
But what about Natalia Diem, Pezza, who picked up the bronze, doing flips and tricks and shit?
She has achieved this, having come back from 5 knee reconstructions.
Oh, my God.
And 4 surgeries in the last couple of years, 2 to her knee, 2 to her shoulder. And she spoke after the race saying that...
Please help me.
I am in great amount of pain.
Please don't make me do this anymore.
Anybody have any Panadine Fort? and could someone, for fuck's sake, get me a margarita? And she spoke so well. Also, she was speaking about her she's I wouldn't say she's come from the clouds, but once she overcame the several injuries that she had, they said, look, let's just get you right for this event. She came 4th in some event 12th in some event a little while ago. And they said, all right, let's see if you can get 9th. Okay, 9th. And they said, what about 6th? Okay, 6th. And then she went into this event. They go, why don't we podium you now? And she goes, okay, no problem.
Why don't they just say, take on the gold? She would have done that as well.
That's the next event. It's just not as well promoted.
Her next event's actually
at the mall.
It's actually the 100 fly
in
the pool.
I hope so. Like any danger of it?
She hasn't qualified, but
it's pretty cool story for her, just overcoming bulk injuries to Lux to take home a bronze, a good looking 30.
Logan Martin in his event, he started off red hot, doing like overhead backflips and stuff, and then all just fell away for him. So
thank you for that analysis. That's more than I've got.
So
oh god, he's from the Gold Coast.
And his name's Logan. And
he's trying some overhead backflips and shit didn't happen for him. Finished 9th. Thank you. The listeners going, oh, okay, I'm across the BMX now. Couple of blokes wearing fucking bike helmets. Oh, it's done me. Sorry.
All right, let's talk about the Tillies.
Okay. All right. Fuck. Well.
Tillies are out, mate. Tillies are out.
Yeah.
Matilda's knocked out
Yep.
via a 2-1 loss to the USA. Canada beat Colombia 1-0 in the other group. That means that Canada, despite being docked 6 points for cheating.
Australia was still a chance of progressing
Yeah.
After the loss to the USA, right? Owing to their 6-5 win over Zambia.
Yes, that's right.
Bring a few points.
That's right. And Canada now finishes the higher ranked third place side to go through, so they will go through. So the USA has 2 goals. The first goal, there was some controversy over in terms of there was an American player which was in the line of sight Kennedy in goal,
which did appear to be a dud decision to me, but also a bit of a technicality, of which there are thousands.
It was one of those ones, wasn't it? There you go, some more great analysis. But the second goal was just such a soft giveaway. It ended up being put top bin, so it was a good finish, to be fair. But like just how softly it was given straight to the feet of the American attacker, whose name I've not written down, which helps.
No, that's all right.
Alana Kennedy was then sent up top, and Australia started pumping in long balls into the box. What I wouldn't give, and then Australia clawed one back in the first minute of injury time, of which there were 7 minutes. They made it 2-1. So Australia only needed a draw to have 4 points, usurping Canada's maximum 3 points.
Canada, who were docked 6 points.
6 points for spying on New Zealand.
They started 6 points behind and still beat Australia.
Yeah. Alana Kennedy had a gilt-edged chance at the end of the game to make it 2-2. Just needed to get a head on it. Any head on it. Any piece of gear, kit, body part on it to get it past USA's goalkeeper, who in my head is Hope Solo, who retired about 20 years ago.
To get it past Hope Solo there.
Yeah, that's right. But just ducked it in the end, missed it. And then the slow-mo was actually perfect because I had a close-up of her and she mouthed, "Fuck's sake, Alana." And that was sort of the mood of the nation.
I'll take your point with that. It wasn't quite point blank, but it was about as close as you get. And she was being marked like heavily enough, but it's one of those balls that comes in where it's always going away from you. You know, like you've got to get forward to meet it as it swings away. So it's difficult to control those. But they'd already. I mean, at the end of the day, that miss is more just like symbolic of the general malaise of the Matildas through the entire tournament.
Had they got through, they probably would face Spain, the World Cup champions, in the next round, and then then they lose 8-0.
Yeah, I feel like it's the story is like is it less like underperformance and more just a reckoning of of where the Matildas are in relation to those to that group. I mean, I think when you lose 4-0 in the first game and then you concede 5 against Zambia and you need to get something out of the USA, who are resting players, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, and I know you're not doing this, but, you know, any focus on Kennedy's missed chances, like the horse flesh has bolted already.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I think, as I said yesterday, we're always going to be proud of the Matildas because they, firstly punch above their weight like all Aussie, good Aussie sports teams do.
Battlers.
But they are a high-performing side in the globe's most popular sport, right? So the field is big and it's well seen and everything. But wouldn't like a seasoned analyst look at their result and go, it was always possible, particularly without Sam Kerr, that's where they would finish?
I saw, I said this the other day, but I just feel like in my life as a casual observer of this sports team that Australia has, they've already given me the thing as the sporting public, like just one of the greatest gifts of what that tournament was, you know? And of course they punched above their weight, as, by the way, so often happens when lesser nations, shall you say, host World Cups. Like, for instance, in the men, like South Korea being taken to the semi-finals by Gus Hiddink, actually, in 2004.
Yeah, people in Australia don't know that Hiddink did better work with other countries in Australia.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And so, you know, like, so I'm not really getting upset with the Matildas because, like, I'm not necessarily expecting them to be amazing. Although the last time they were on television in Australia, or the interest in the tournament, they were amazing, which was here and all that sort of stuff. But when I see like Robbie Slater, Craig Foster, and something fire up about the performance of the team, then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I understand that there's some underperformance here. Generally speaking,
such a football thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Like just to fucking spit chips at anything that doesn't go exactly.
But you think about like what that tournament did for the game, particularly with, I'd imagine, young girls in Australia. Like they've already given an enormous contribution to the sport and probably women in the country, young girls wanting to play sports. So maybe like in 10, 15 years' time, maybe there's another great generation of Australian soccer players here in Australia because of what that team gave us. And
but they gave us something and I want more. I mean, that's my right.
Yeah.
Once they establish a platform, I just demand more at all costs and times.
Well, I kicked my TV in this morning, so...
Yeah.
I kicked it in like a bucking bronco.
Yeah. Also, you're facing the other way and you bucked your feet.
Yeah, Laura said, what are you doing? Kennedy's Mr. Sitter.
That's right. Ian, stop being a bronco. Yeah. Kennedy's Mr. Sitter. I better get the old bucking bronco out. Yeah.
Why was I wearing a saddle? Broncos don't have saddles.
Yeah.
Untamable. What else are we talking about, Pezza? Should we talk about the Stingers?
Yeah, let's go. Let's
the
be
women's
happy
water
again.
polo.
Yep.
Yeah, one on penalties against the Netherlands. So the penalties must have been, was it 11-10 in the end? It was more than 10.
15-14.
15-14.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
7 all at full time.
Yes, that's right. Great game. I saw like 25-minute highlights. I didn't see it live, but they're now second on the table behind the Dutch with one less played game. Is that how you word that? So in this, you get 3 points for a win, 2 for a win in a shootout, and you get 1 point if you lose the shootout.
Oh, okay.
So the Netherlands are on 7 points, Australia's on 5 points. And they've already played China, who are bottom. So Australia play, the next games is Canada and then Hungary, who are 3rd and 4th in the 5-team group. So 8 teams of 10 go through. There are 2 groups of 5. 8 teams of 10 go through. This is what I gleaned this morning. I hope it's right. So I'm presuming first place 4th in the other group, which currently in order is Spain, USA, the top 2, then France, Greece, and Italy haven't won a game. So being top of the group seems the most important thing. So that game last night was enormous for them to top the group, so long as they beat Canada and Hungary in the next 2 games, which I think they should, according to experts in water polo, which is not me.
By the same token, just we'll play whoever's put in front of us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, the Stingers.
Yeah.
You're having a laugh?
Yeah. That's what I have to say about that.
Mate, what about the Hockeyroos? Remain undefeated in Pool A after a 3-0 victory over the USA. I would have thought the USA would be good, but I don't think they actually are. Australia has just conceded 1 goal in the opening 3 matches of the tournament and have locked in a quarterfinal berth with 2 pool matches remaining. So job
Q in the rack, have a rest.
Yeah, Q in the rack, have a rest. All right, shooting. Having had to come through a shoot-off just to qualify for the final, Penny Smith won bronze for Australia in the women's trap.
Numbers against names for Australia.
Yeah.
Numbers against names.
Bronze. Haven't seen much of bronze, have we? What's
3?
What's the medal tally? I've got it here. Medal tally is Australia
We're
have
fourth.
3. Yeah.
Yeah. 3
7,
bronze,
6, and
7
3.
goals.
16
Goals.
medals. Fucking hell, what a great start to the Olympics we're having. Let's talk about the tennis very, very briefly. Matt Ebden and John Peers will play for a medal in the men's doubles after winning their quarterfinal against Germany in 2 tiebreak sets. Ebden and then Ellen Perez are out of the mixed doubles after second seeds lost their quarterfinal to China in the third set super tiebreak. And then Alexei Popyrin has bowed out of the men's singles, going down to Alexander Zverev in Germany from Germany in straight sets.
And thanks, Nicole, drinking her Prosecco for enlightening us on the pronunciation of Alexei Popyrin.
And us not knowing that he got knocked out in the third round of Wimbledon to Djokovic.
Oh, I didn't mind. Nicole said that sat there with she was talking us through a glass of Prosecco as she wrote it.
It was nice.
And that's actually the spirit of boys actually at gmail.com.
That's right. Pezza, support for this show comes from NordVPN. You can get your exclusive deal at nordvpn.com/TGC. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the description of this episode, in the show notes, in the description. You know where to find these things. nordvpn.com/TGC. Pez, I've got 3 categories here for you. What? I've got 4.
So Nord being like a virtual private network. You jump on there, people can't see who the fuck you are, you do what you like.
And I'm going to give you 4 categories, and you can tell me which one you want me to read from.
Nice. Choose your own adventure.
Sport and entertainment, traveling, shopping and saving money, cybersecurity and privacy.
Cybersecurity and privacy, please.
Okay, you can shield your online activities from your ISP or hackers monitoring your connection. You can also encrypt your connection to make public Wi-Fi networks safer to use. You can use threat protection to scan files you download, block ads, and avoid malicious links. And you can get alerts from Dark Web Monitor if your credentials are discovered in hackers' hands.
Well, there have been suggestions that Rare Entertainment may be subject to that, following some comments that we've read out earlier today. From others, not our view. Our view, holding up a mirror to the views of the nation that we are speaking to. Also, one good use of NordVPN may be to verify some of the comments made around on Chinese TV from Pan himself.
That's a good point.
Jump onto NordVPN, you might get access to Chinese state television, and after that, all you'll need is Google Translate or whatnot, or unless you're a native Mandarin or Cantonese speaker.
Which you may well be. NordVPN.com/TGC. Just talk about some international news, Pezza.
Oh, okay.
Got to move the show along here. Fuck me. How do these go so long? I'm just having so much fun with the Olympics, man. You know, I'm having so much fun. Okay, Simone Biles has clapped back at former US gymnast Michaela Skinner, who won silver on the vault in 2021. Pezza, as you were about to say. She posted a photo on Instagram of the team she's just won gold with the caption, "Lack of talent, lazy Olympic champions." Then Simone Biles tweeted this, saying, "Oops, I've been blocked."
Sorry. I'm really sorry, and I'm sorry to everyone else listening.
Yeah.
What was the first tweet that was written? And
So
who wrote it?
it was an Instagram caption.
From who?
From Simone Biles.
Yes.
And it said, "Lack of talent, lazy Olympic champions." Now, that is in reference to Michaela Skinner's comments on a YouTube channel before the Olympic Games, saying like, well, apart from Simone, this team lacks talent, they're lazy, and they're not going to bring home any medals for the USA.
And she is a former silver medalist from Tokyo 21.
On the vault.
So on the vault.
Yeah.
So, because this is a women's all-team final? Or
That's
that
right.
was a couple, okay.
Yep.
All right, I've got it.
Yep.
So
then
go on.
Then Simone Biles tweeted that.
Sorry,
Oops,
Charlie.
I've been blocked. And then...
so Biles actually tweeted it out.
Tweeted it out. Yeah.
Tweeted out the caption. When? After the...
So she posted a team photo.
Yeah.
Team photo.
Sorry, I'm so slow.
No, that's right. She posted a team photo of everyone winning the gold. winning the gold medal, and then the caption was "Lack of talent, lazy Olympic champions."
Got it. I'm there. Sorry, guys.
And then obviously, Michaela Skinner didn't like that, so then she blocked Simone Biles, as seen with this tweet. And then Jordan Childs, who was one of the other 5 on the team, put this on her Insta story, taking a photo proving that Michaela Skinner had indeed blocked Simone Biles. Now, we also saw after they'd won the gold medal, they were actually planning their TikToks, the Simone Biles and some of the other members of the team, Jordan Childs, etc. I've already forgotten the other names.
Yeah. Forgotten.
Yeah.
Like they were once there.
Yeah, that's right. They're all there. Yeah. Pavarotti and the other 2. That was the 3 tenors.
Sting, Rod Stewart, and Bryan Adams. The 3 from the 3 Musketeers soundtrack.
Anyway, you could hear them after they were, even before they were awarded the gold medals, they just competed and they were announced that they were going to win the gold medal, and then you could see them actually conversing with each other next to the the equipment and next to like the rings and the rings and shit and the hurdles, the pommel horse and whatever.
The gymnastics equipment shit.
You could see them saying like, "I'm going to do this TikTok. I'm going to do this TikTok."
Yeah, okay.
So these girls are real online.
Yeah,
it's real, and it's getting very man girls. And you know what? I'm kind of into it.
I'm into it, and I just wonder, sort of flying at 50,000 feet.
Yeah, zooming out, seeing the full picture.
What was her name? The first woman.
Jordan Charles.
No, the one who sledged.
Michaela Skinner.
Michaela. So we see this in sport all the time. I mean, could Michaela? Michaela's had an absolute mare here.
She's
by
had
the
a
way,
mare
because nobody has a greater reputation in the world than Simone Biles right now.
It might be the greatest athlete of all time. It might be.
Exactly. And I'm saying, like, I think I heard yesterday, so I'll say this publicly.
Yeah, go on.
Because I think I heard something, and that could have been from my own head.
Me think amazing.
That she is more recognisable as a name in the US than LeBron James. Simone Biles. And I think, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, he gets mixed up with LBJ.
He does. He does.
Indeed, and that's his issue.
Yeah.
Post-Kennedy assassination, etc. A lot was going on down south there. But so it gets confusing for LeBron.
just summing up JFK's assassination, there was a lot going on down south.
Well, there was. Nevertheless. So Michaela's had a mare there, but Michaela may also claim that perhaps she put a rocket up the team.
That's what I'd be doing.
Perhaps she fired them up a little
You're
bit
welcome,
as well.
Team USA.
Exactly.
Yeah. You've had a fucking mare in the drink.
Yeah. Now, we're having a bloody mare in the drink, and I'm trying to get something going on the gym equipment or some shit.
Next to the pommel horse there or whatever you do.
So anyway, I'm just trying to help figure that out.
Okay, what about this tweet, Pezza?
Yep.
This is from @Slothanova. He's saying, I need the people to know that Olympic silver medalist Georgia Villa is sponsored by Parmesan cheese and regularly posts pics of herself with giant wheels of cheese.
That is awesome.
Okay, so Charlie, if you can go through some of the pics here we see Georgia here.
That is amazing.
So she was once a brand ambassador for Parmigiano Reggiano, the consortium that produces Parmesan cheese from the source. And so she's won silver here, and she's just sponsored by Parmesan cheese.
That is the best. Okay, seriously, I know that looks very novel, but like, it's hard to get brand integrations that align with your values in media.
That's true.
But if someone came to us and said, like, boys, can you pump up Parmesan cheese?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll fucking pump it up because it's one of the greatest items invented.
I'll do
in
craft
the world.
singles if need be.
Pasta and Parmesan, let's get it going. What a great brand.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see that for athletes. And just, like, it reminds me of, like, Homer with donuts and stuff like that, being in the mafia, etc. But, like, how good would it be to go into a studio and just be, like, hugging a life-size wheel of Parmesan cheese?
Yeah.
That's incredible. I'm very for that.
Katie Ledecky won her 6th Olympic medal, individual medal, by defending the 1500. She won in Tokyo. She joins Jenny Thompson, also from the USA, with 8 gold medals, the most by women in Olympic history.
Wow.
Australia's Moesha Johnson finished 6th. So get this, Pezzo. The Olympic gold medal is Ledecky's 8th, which ties with Jenny Thompson for the most for an American woman. Many would already consider Ledecky the greatest woman in sports history. This is by The Athletic, by the way. But she's also making a strong case for the greatest female Olympic athlete ever. Ledecky needs one more gold to tie Soviet gymnast Larissa Latinya for the most gold medals for any female Olympian. She's obviously got the 800 meters coming up.
Yep.
But it's like given the she also broke the Olympic record in this 1500 meters, which has only been in the Olympics the last in Tokyo and then this one. But given the size of the victory, I think she could go again in 4 years, and that's me having full knowledge of her medical history.
And her interest in
it. And her interest in it and stuff. But like, I mean, there are more gold medals to be had. Now she'll be facing Ariane Titmus in the 800 meters. Ledecky is the favourite. Relatively short price if you like.
Strong favourite.
Strong favourite. Strong favourite.
Yeah, right, makes a strong favourite.
Sorry, I had some Parmesan cheese in my mouth there.
I wish.
But yeah, mate, Ledecky, and just an all-time champion as well. Like real, like Nadal Federer sort of graciousness and humility with her as well. As exhibited,
and has the correct amount of killer.
Yep.
In the brand.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, comparison is the thief of all joy, but it's Michael Phelps, 23 gold medals.
Yeah, but as we learned, a lot of those.
A lot of them are in.
A lot of them were cheapies, weren't they? Yeah.
She jagged a couple of cheapies. He's bowling to the tail.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, that's a great shout out to Katie Ledecky. What a swimmer.
In the triathlon, in the men's triathlon, there's Alex Lee ran down Hayden Wild from New Zealand. Alex Lee from Team GB ran down Hayden Wild over the last kilometre in a thrilling finish to the men's triathlon to win GB's 6th gold medal at Paris. That race was absolutely incredible because so Hayden Wild was winning with I counted it on the clock. It was 40 seconds left, and and so with 2 minutes to go in the race, he had a 14-second lead from Alex Lee, and the commentators again were saying he might run out. Is it years?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I'm just doing it for you now.
I've got a typo. I've got a typo.
It's a typo.
Sorry, which is my mistake. So with 2 minutes left in the race, he's 14 seconds behind the Kiwi Hayden Wild. And the commentators are saying he's going to run out of real estate here. He might get closer, but he's left it too late.
Did they say real estate?
Yeah, they said real estate, yep.
So it's good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Olympic stuff.
Yeah. That's right. Well, everything's real estate. Comes back to property, doesn't it?
And then 90 seconds later, he passes him. And then he finishes 6 seconds ahead of Hayden Wild, who takes home the silver. So thrilling race, incredible race, and just amazing they've ever managed to compete given the state of the Seine and whatnot. But that's what's happened in that.
And that was the French woman, Cassandra Beaugrand.
That was great as well.
She broke away as well to win on the slippery cobblestones of Paris as well. See, the way Yi won as well is like, isn't it exactly how you'd love to win like a long distance endurance event? Like you basically
competing for 2 hours,
storm over the top at the end, like just with some surge of inspiration. Like you've thought about your grandparents or something, or like you can hear the commentary, and it would be better if he overtook an Aussie from his perspective, I suspect.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, like that is exactly how you'd want to win it. That is inspirational stuff.
Anything else on the Olympics?
I got a couple of things here. This was from ABC Sports. So Solomon Islands has nominated a marathon runner to compete in the 100-metre sprints at the Paris Olympics. Smaller countries are given wildcard entries for certain events, but questions are being raised over how the decision was made. So it's Sharon Firasua will compete in the heats on Friday night, while the country's champion sprinter has vowed to quit the sport.
Right.
Questions are being asked. For Solomon Islands champion sprinter Javita Aranea, it's a tough pill to swallow. She says, we're the actual sprinters. I don't know what went wrong. It's unbelievable. Aranea has competed internationally for her country and was hoping to compete in Paris. Now she's contemplating quitting the sport. I will not compete anymore because of what they did. So obviously thorough analysis from me there. But,
so I wonder if it's, and let's just speculate on air, is that they've already got an athlete over there competing in something else. There's a window's popped open. Hey, do you want to do this? Yeah, go on then.
I guess so. Or rig-based selection.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We all know that you can make your way up the grades in sport and in life through
because typically,
various intangible
So for
efforts.
the sprinters, for instance, like Rowan Browning, like you have to be in the 100 metres, I think this is right, you have to clock a time in the top 60. Yeah. And so he was actually just outside the top 60, but then just got in.
Just snuck in.
Yeah.
And we expect him to make the final.
I'd podium at least.
I thought so. He was foxing. It's a long game, Fox, from him. I just want to finish 58 so people aren't looking at me.
He's actually doing the marathon, I think it is. So it's weird that this Solomon Islands athlete can get in despite not having qualified a time.
Yeah. Firasua, who finished 72nd in the marathon at the 2021 Tokyo Games, was aiming to compete in the marathon again in Paris but missed out on qualification. Now instead she'll front up against the fastest women in the world in the shortest distance on the track. You never know.
Well, Pezza, I'll be watching the shit out of that race.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm watching the shit out of that.
Yes, that's it. That's it from me from around the grounds around the world. Here goes. A couple of boys, actually.
Yes, please. I'm sorry this has gone long today, but, we're having fun. Sorry.
Where are we up to?
An hour.
Oh, fuck me. Sorry. Boys, actually, I'm fully immersed in these games from across all forms of media, but as a resident of Sydney's Northern Beaches, I haven't seen enough clickbait weaving an AFL narrative into Olympic storylines. Much doing down your way. For those who haven't seen much of them along the journey, is Ariane Titmus likened to a Scott Pendlebury and therefore Molly O'Callaghan equivalent to Nick Dacos? Which Olympic athletes could have been drafted had they not opted for archery or some shit? Loving your work, lads. Nick, who says needs more Cowbell, brackets AFL content. This is ABC Sport as well, doing a story on 3 Aussie rules teams founded by members of the embassy in Paris. 2 teams for men, 1 for women. The Cockatoos, the Cockerels, and the feminine Cockerels.
Okay.
Anyway, Nicola having a Prosecco. We read her out.
Yep.
Mitch says, and this is for everybody else, we made a mistake here. Boys, actually, it was the Kookaburras who lost to Belgium, not the Hockeyroos. Kookaburras men's team, Hockeyroos women's team. Higgins was on the right track the other day with the Kookaburras. Maybe keep that for mental association purposes. Lorenzo was unhappy with you, Higgins. He's a proud Spanish Australian. You said, and he left a timestamp for this, you said Espanyol knocked out Greece. Espanyol translates to Spanish, not Spain. So the correct sentence would be España. Knocked over Greece. So it's more of a message for anyone else out there as well when you're talking like that. España, not Espanol, not Spanish, knocked over Greece.
Yep.
Someone got upset with me. Alex, boys, incorrect facts about the West Highland White Terriers being a cowardly, shaking and timid breed. And then there was about 4 or 5 nonce paragraphs about it. Just said, anyway, don't really care. Just thought you'd consider using a different shithouse breed like a Cavalier Spaniel or some shit instead.
Okay.
Charlie like that. Derek says, boys, actually, we're in the basketball until the 4th quarter when we were overpowered. So someone getting upset with me saying Canada were basically in front all the way. So actually it was a 4th quarter overpowering.
Oh, okay, right.
And then Alex says, boys, actually, for future reference, medalspercapita.com tickles the tismic tendencies of Olympic nonces who want to justify why they haven't won enough gold medals. Cheers, a slob wizard of tism. So you want the per capita stuff, medalspercapita.com. So just helping everybody there.
Yeah.
Get your boys actually in for any mistakes we've made, boysactually@gmail.com.
And just a shout, thanks to Michael who sent in photos of the actual TV show cast Golden Girls and comparing them to current Australian swimmers.
He kept doing pictures of the Australian swim team with then a photo of Golden Girls underneath 3 or 4 different times, then going through the history of women's swimmers.
Like, do you know what? It was actually quite good.
Yeah, I was enjoying it. It got down to like Liesl Jones and stuff, and then once again, the cast of Golden Girls.
And shout out to Nick who said healthcare in Australia is actually really expensive. Good for you. And
that's some first year uni stuff.
yeah, all the best, mate. Yeah, and good luck enjoying that overseas. All right. Thanks as always for getting behind us here, morning after Paris. Whatever time it is you're consuming this, I bet it won't be the morning. But sorry about that, and sorry for the length of this. But you know what? We're having so much fun here, and we hope you guys are enjoying the coverage, and indeed the Olympic Games as well. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We're going to do our best to cover all the action with all the facts and all the knowledge, and you know what? All the laughs. Cheers.